Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do this video. Uh, we're going to be talking about getting clear and the 7 basic harmonic relationships that you need to get started getting clear. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Marcus Monroe, and I am an author, I am a speaker, entertainer, and transformational educator. I am a pastor, and I have a passion to help people get clear and live their life to see themselves live their life as a 10 times better version of themselves. So, with that being said, I'm also the author of 2 books. Need to mention that. Kingdom Success, and my other book is Switching Governments. And you can look that up and find out a little bit more about those 2 projects that I put together. I think they'll be a blessing to you if you look into it. Now, I'm going to talk about getting clear, and I think it's time people started getting clear. And the reason I say that is because most people are stuck. They're stuck either because they are afraid of failure, afraid to move on, afraid of rejection, afraid of what people think, and are stuck in their mind with the thought of being better, doing better, having better, you know. But they're not doing anything about it because the thought of it is enough. You know, there's a saying that I remember hearing from a very powerful mentor of mine say, Danny Johnson said, a little success is enough success for most people, and that is the reason they fell. So I found that to be true. So I want to share that with you, is that the thought in your mind of starting your business could be enough success for you that you fail. Okay? Don't get caught with that. Don't get caught putting in effect the law of inaction, because there's 2 laws. There's the law of action and the law of inaction, and both will produce results in your life. And the greater the result, the greater the action or inaction that you either have taken or have not taken. And so you always want to be guilty of taking action, putting in effect the law of action. What you don't want to be is guilty of putting into effect the law of inaction, because for most people the law of inaction takes effect because they're still caught in the thought, the idea, right? Like the thought of, I'm going to start a company, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to build it, but you never do it. The reason you never do it is because you're still entertaining the thought, the idea, and the thought, the idea of it is enough that you can be caught there for years. I remember, wow, some years ago, when I first started thinking about starting my company. So I got all excited. I was working at a place I didn't really want to be, and I thought about, I'm going to start my company. And I was, it really motivated me, man. I got so on fire because I had this idea that I knew would work, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And a month went by. Still had the thought in my mind, and I wrote it. I remember writing some things down, the idea, plan. That was it. Another 2 months went by. I still had the thought in my head, and only 1 or 2 close people, my wife, my brother, my mom, they knew, because I would share with them my ideas and what I was going to do. And next thing I know, 6 months went by. it got funny because there was a friend of mine who, at the time, I had told her about my business idea that I was going to do. And she, at the same time, was starting her company. She was like, yeah, I'm starting my company too, man. I feel you. I'm with you on that. We got to have our own stuff, you know. And she, at the time, actually said to me, you know, Marcus, you should hire me as your manager. I'm very well connected. I could put you out there. But I turned it down because I told her, I said, look, not now. Let me build my company. Let me get myself out there. I need to, you know, work on my website. I'm still finishing up my book. And, you know, I got to put some things together. And, you know, she's like, okay, I feel you. Completely understand. You know, got you, man. Well, you know, best of luck to you. And, hey, man, let's do it. And we'll talk again. You know, and that's where we left off. Now, 2 years later, one day out of the blue, she calls me. Hey, Mark, what's up? And I say, hey, how you doing? It's been a while. She said, I know, man. She said, listen, my business is taking off, man. I got 2 clients now that are really rocking out there. They're getting endorsement deals. We got this schedule. We got that schedule. We got that thing going. I'm about to appear on this. And I went and did the research, and all of it was real. You know, she got 2 major clients, and she was all over the place, right? And so she said, you know, she was telling me everything that was happening with her business and all the exciting stuff, and it was really interesting, you know. And then out of the blue, she goes, hey, man, by the way, I'm sorry, I've been rambling on about my business. Marcus, how's things with you and your company? Where are you at with your stuff? And I said, oh, things are great, you know. I'm finishing up my book. I got a few more things I need to, you know, work on with my website. I'm going to put that together soon, and I'm going to be booking myself in some talks soon, and yeah, things are good. Things are good. And there was a pause, and then she went, Marcus, that's exactly the same thing you said to me 2 years ago. When I hung up that phone with her, I thought about what she said, and she was right. I was at the same place. I was at the same level. I was exactly where I was 2 years ago. I was there 2 years later, because the idea had imprisoned me. I got so captured by the idea that I didn't act on it. It is almost like the idea is enough success. It's a little success that becomes enough success that you do nothing, because you think the idea being in your back pocket, being in your mind, is enough to propel you to success, almost like it's just going to happen by itself, and nothing happens by itself. You have to put in the law of action. And if you don't do that, you'll put in the law of inaction, and you'll reap the rewards of nothing. See, there's no growth. So let me say this about growth. So there was a time also when I wasn't experiencing any growth in my life, as far as things I was doing at a company I was working at, and I wasn't growing, and I was rocking that company, man. I was the top sales guy in there, right? And was holding it down for years doing it, and yet I noticed that the work I was putting in, other people in other departments was picking up off the work I brought in, and they were getting promoted, getting this and that and this and that, right? And meanwhile, I was at the same place I started out at. There was no growth for me, and this started frustrating me. I remember going and praying to God about it, saying, God, what should I do, Lord? I am so frustrated in my heart. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Should I just stay here and continue working hard and being successful at where I am, or what should I do? And I remember the Lord speaking to my heart saying this, and this is what I want to share with you about the law of inaction. Okay? I want you to get this. Very important. This is what I want to share with you. And it's this. This is what the Lord put in my heart. He spoke this in my heart when I prayed that. He said, I've created everything in the world to grow. Whenever something's not growing, it is dying. Everything is designed to grow. Inside the boy is the man. Inside the girl is the woman. Inside the seed is a forest. And the raindrops are the oceans. Everything's looking to grow. Whenever something's not growing, it is dying. It is for this reason that Jesus Christ, my son, commanded a fig tree to wither up and die because it had not produced fruit in its season because it stopped growing. So whenever something's not growing, it's dying. You need to grow. It's prescribed for you to grow. If you're not growing, you're inactive, and the fruits of your labor of being inactive is death. You're dying. So growth is necessary. So if you're not growing, you're dying. And the reason that you're not growing, you're inactive. So you know, when I realized that, I was like, wow, he's right. Everything is supposed to grow. If something's not growing, something's wrong. Right? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Remember I just told you about, I had the phone call with the lady friend of mine. Her career took off. Her business was rocking. And 2 years later, you know, when we talked, when her business was rocking, she asked me how about my business, where I was with that. And I told her where I was with it. She said, man, that's the same thing you said to me 2 years ago. So what does she recognize? You're not growing, Marcus. There's no growth. That means you're not doing nothing. You're caught. So here's what I want to say to you. Do not get caught doing nothing. Do not get caught not producing fruit in your season. Do not get caught putting into effect the law of inaction. Take action. Take action. Start getting clear and take action. So I put together a program called Getting Clear. And the reason I put it together is I believe it's time you started getting clear. Okay? And the program is designed to help people move from getting ordinary results and move them to get extraordinary results in their life. I want to repeat that because I think it's important to make sure you get it clear, right? Gonna have a little coffee. So let me repeat it. I put together a program called Getting Clear because I believe it's time you started getting clear. And a program is designed to help people move from ordinary to extraordinary results in their life. Okay? Now, how we do that, you need to get the program, get started in it, and you will get amazing results. Okay, so I want to talk today about the 7 basic harmonic relationships you need to put into effect in your life to start getting clear. And once you start getting clear, you start getting results. Not just ordinary results, extraordinary results. Okay, so let's go into that right now. Let's talk about the 7 basic harmonic relationships you need to have. So the first harmonic relationship is the relationship between you and God. That's the first thing you need. That needs to become established and clear. That's it. That's the first one. You need to establish the harmonic relationship between you and God. Okay? Now, this is called self with God. Self with God. That's you with God. Self with God. So this is the first harmonic relationship that needs to be established in your life. You need to establish a harmonic relationship with God. Okay, that needs to be established. We call this self with God. And how do you establish that? There's two levels of it to begin you on. One is prayer, and the other one is conversation with God. Okay, praying to God, and then talking, a conversation with God. And we go into that in the program, but step one, the first harmonic relationship you need to establish is self with God. The harmonic relationship between you and God. The second harmonic relationship you need to establish to start getting clear is the relationship between you and yourself. Between you and yourself. Because you need to have a harmonic relationship with yourself. In other words, it has to be harmonic. It has to be harmonic. This is so important to understand. It has to be harmonic. It has to be to the point where you feel comfortable with yourself. That you feel comfortable and confident about yourself. That you have no problem or trouble checking yourself. You have no problem or trouble correcting yourself. You have no problem or trouble counseling yourself. You have no problem being yourself. You're done trying to be what others say you should be. You're done trying to fit in what others say you should fit in. You know you and have a relationship with yourself, and this is called self with self. Okay, this is called self with self. So the second harmonic relationship, basic harmonic relationship you need to establish in your life to start getting clear is the relationship between you and yourself. This is called self with self. The third basic harmonic relationship you need to establish in your life to start getting clear. The third harmonic relationship is the relationship between you and other people. See? So now, when you get to the third harmonic relationship, which is you with other people, this is important. This one's important. All of them are important, but you got to understand why you need these 7 basic harmonic relationships to be established very quickly in your life. And when it comes to this third one, you with other people, it's important to understand you can't please everybody. Stop trying to please everybody. Actually, when you get to this third basic harmonic relationship in your life, you need to make an assessment. Okay, what you need to do is you need to figure out very quickly, you should write it on paper, and that's this. Who matters? Who matters in your life, and who's adding value to your life? Who belongs there and who doesn't? Right? So the third basic harmonic relationship is, you and other people. This is called self with others. Self with others, right? Now, understand this. When you make this assessment, one of the first basic things you need to do is really make you a circle of 5 to 7 people. That's it, 5 to 7. You don't need more than that. 5 to 7 people that you're going to connect with powerfully. And these 5 to 7 people are going to be people who add value to your life, and you add value to them. And it's harmonic. Remember, this is harmonic. So this means you communicate with them, and they're communicating with you, and they're adding something to you, you're adding something to them, and it becomes harmonic, right? Like a symphony. Now remember this. At the same time, in this assessment, you're going to find out the people who don't add value. And you'll look at the people who really take away from your creativity, who take away from your focus, who take away from, you know, what you really need to be doing. And what I want you to do is, I want you to put them in an outer circle. Keep them in an outer circle, okay? And then keep people who are close to you in an inner circle. And then keep the 5 to 7. And you start maintaining and establishing self with others. The basic harmonic relationship. That's third in your life, okay? So let's move on. The fourth harmonic relationship you need to establish in your life to start getting clear is the relationship between you and your powers. Is the relationship between you and your powers. I know what you're thinking. What the heck is he talking about, me and my powers? Yes, this is the fourth basic harmonic relationship that you need to establish in your life to start getting clear, is the relationship between you and your powers. This is called self with energy. Self with energy. Right? So now what happens is this. So you are establishing the relationship between you and your gifts and your talents and your abilities. What you're really good at. What is it that you really like doing? You're going to get close to that. You're going to become one with that. You're going to be settled with that. See, you're going to know what you're strong at. You're going to know what you're good at. You're going to be settled with it. You're going to claim it now. You're going to take ownership of it. You're going to just say, that's what I do. That's who I am. I rock this. I'm good at this. And then embrace it and then execute. Because here's the thing. It's harmonic. and this is what you need to do. Now, let me say this. And hopefully this will add some enlightenment to self with energy, right? The relationship between you and your powers, right? So understand this. And guys, I'm telling you, you want to get the program to really go deeper into this, because I break this whole thing down about gifts and talents. You got to get that. We'll go deeper. But anyway, here's what I want you to take away from this fourth basic harmonic relationship of between, you know, you and your powers, which again is self with energy. And that's this. It is very important when you think about this basic harmonic relationship level, that you look at successful entertainers and successful actors and successful activists and successful humanitarians, and you could just look around, right? And what you find, you know, I'm amazed at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. God bless him and God rest his soul, man, because here's a guy that contributed so much to the world and was a great hope and inspiration to the world, you know. And what I love most about him is he had listen guys, he had these 7 basic harmonic relationships down, man. He had, guys, so get this, man. You know, when you look at role models, he's a great one because he understood his self with God. He understood himself with himself. He understood himself with others, and he understood himself with his own powers, with his energy. And let me tell you something. He was good at what he was good at and embraced it. You can't tell me you could sit in a room and the guy give a speech, give a sermon, encouraging word, and not blow your mind away. That's what he was good at. And more. That and more. But because he embraced it, he was able to affect change. Create change. Because that's energy. See, the moment he became one with his powers, he can go to the next level. Let's move on. So the fifth harmonic relationship that you need in your life to start getting clear is the relationship between you and your objectives. The relationship between you and your objectives. This is called self with objectives. Self with objectives. So let's go a little bit into that. So what are your objectives? What are your objectives? You know, if a person doesn't stand for something, they will fall for anything. What are your objectives? And find out what your objectives are and embrace them. Stand on them. Become harmonic with them. Because now you know where you don't want to go. See, here's the crazy thing about objectives, is that if you don't have some solid objectives, if you don't have some foundational objectives that you're going to run with and make your own and embrace them, just like you're embracing your powers and your gifts and your talents and your abilities and your strengths, then guess what? The moment you start off in a direction you believe you want to go and start going there, if you don't have your objectives down and you don't become one with your objectives or understand yourself with your objectives, guess what? You're going to be sidetracked very easily, because someone's going to put up a map and a sign and say, hey, that way. It will happen every time, because you'll actually find yourself doing this. You're headed in a direction that's positive, that's right for you. You find yourself going there, you're getting close to what you want, and then all of a sudden, you know, another opportunity arises that seems like it's the right opportunity, and it just moves you away from what you were originally going. You know, you take the wrong exit off the highway. Like, oh man, you find yourself in a town you didn't even want to be in. And why? Why? Because you didn't stand on your objectives. You had no relationship with your objectives. So you were easily sidetracked. You were easily swayed on a different path. You were easily swayed to the direction. And you believed it to be okay. Why? Because you don't know your own objectives. What are your objectives? Become one with your objectives. They're your foundational morals. Put them together now. Make a list of them, and don't bend for anyone or anything anywhere. Let's move on. So the 6 harmonic relationship, and these are basics. These are the basic harmonic relationships. The 6 harmonic relationship that you're going to need in your life to start getting clear and getting extraordinary results is the relationship between you and that which you achieve. Let me repeat that. Okay, you want to write this stuff down. You can replay this thing and really get these 7 basic harmonic relationships down in your life. So the 6 basic harmonic relationship is the relationship between you and that which you achieve. And this is called self with results. Self with results. Okay? Self with results. Now, what do we really mean by self with results? Well, it's very simple. It is when you remember that I keep telling you it's all harmonic. It's a symphony. Everything's playing together. When you think of a symphony or orchestra, you have all these different instruments, right? Not all of them come into the song at the same time, right? The conductor with the stick, you know that guy, he cues what instruments he wants in, and they come in at a certain time. But when they come in, they don't come in off key. They don't come in off track. They come in, and they come in so fluidly, so harmonically, that it was like they were always there. So when you get into the level of understanding the basic harmonic relationship of self with results, right? the stuff that you know, in which you achieve in your life, yourself with your results, you understand that you become one. You build a relationship with your achievements. You build a relationship with results. And listen to this. This is where you take action. It is all about taking action, right? So there's necessary steps to it. And what a lot of people fail to do is take the necessary steps. Most people take action and take unnecessary steps. And those people who take unnecessary steps end up dropping out because they're going to come back and say, well, it didn't work. I tried it. It didn't work. No, it's not that it didn't work. It's that you took a couple of unnecessary steps that produced unnecessary or undesirable results. And so you're like, it don't work. You need to find the necessary steps. Now, this is important to note. So let me add it in here. Then how do you know what the necessary results should be based on those necessary steps? You will understand what steps to take based on the result you want. What do you want? So become clear with the result you want before the step. Let me repeat that. Become clear. See a very clear picture in your mind of the result you want before you take the step. Get the result clear in your mind. Then go take the step towards that result. Okay. Let's go to number 7. The 7th basic harmonic relationship that you're going to need in your life to start getting clear and getting extraordinary results in your life is the relationship between you and your life purpose. Let me repeat it. The 7th basic harmonic relationship that you're going to need in your life to start getting clear and getting extraordinary results in your life is the relationship between you and your life purpose. This is called self with purpose. Self with purpose. It's harmonic. Everything's playing in unison. Everything's sounding, creating a vibration. Everything is one with each other. And it's one with you. And it's the 7th level, 7th basic harmonic relationship is you with your purpose. Now, I'm going to ask you, what is your purpose? What is your life's purpose? What are you here for? What are you supposed to be doing in life? And the moment you can figure that out, the moment you know what that is, embrace it. See, because if you don't embrace your purpose, someone else will tell you a purpose. And that's never good, because let me repeat it this way. Know your purpose and live in purpose. Because if you can't live in your purpose, you will live by someone else's purpose. And that ain't never good. So, how do you develop self with purpose? Well, first you need to know what your purpose is. Now, here's a clue to discovering what your purpose is. By finding out what it is in life that disturbs you greatly when you see it in the world. That's a sign of when you can know the things in life that you don't like, when you can know the injustices in life that really get under your skin, that really, you want to do something about it, you know part of your life purpose. The other part to discovering your purpose is in the first harmonic relationship, and that's the relationship between you and God, right? God's your creator. You're the creation. The only true way to discover your purpose is by going to your Creator and saying, what do you have me here for? What do you want me to do? Because only He can really tell you that. Now, there are other signs to discovering your purpose, and that's this. What is it you love to do more than anything else that you would actually do for free? No one has to pay you for it, because every time you do it, it never feels like work. You feel the most alive when you do it. What is that? What are you really good at that, man? It just comes naturally. And if you buy the program, I'm telling you guys, if you get the program Getting Clear, here's something that we teach you. We teach you the 5 questions you can ask. And we're going to show you that. We're going to tell you the 5 questions, because there are 5. There's actually more you can do, but these basic 5 questions, you answer these questions, boom, you discover your purpose. It's that simple, okay? So I think, that should clear things up here on the 7th basic harmonic relationship. And that is the relationship between you and your life purpose. Once you understand your life purpose, you don't go outside of that realm. You stay within the purpose. And that's what you own, is your purpose. And you do it all in purpose, not out. Okay? So let's go over very quickly the 7 basic harmonic relationships you need to have in your life to start getting clear and get extraordinary results in your life. Number 1 is the relationship between you and God, which is self with God. Number 2 is the relationship between you and yourself, which is self with self. Number 3 is the relationship between you and other people, which is self with others. Number 4 is the relationship between you and your powers, which is self with energy. Number 5 is the relationship between you and your objectives, which is self with objectives. Number 6 is the relationship between you and that which you achieve, which is self with results. And number 7 is the relationship between you and your life purpose, which is self with purpose. And these are the 7 basic harmonic relationships that you need to have in your life to start getting clear and start getting extraordinary results in your life. Listen, guys, that's it for me. I hope you got something out of this. And if you want the program Getting Clear, you can sign up and hit me up. Let me know if this is something you want, to go further with in getting clear. And guys, I pray that God just take you exactly there where you want to be. And I'll be more than happy to give you all the insight I can on where God is taking me to help you get to where you want to be. Again, I believe it's time you started getting clear, and I look forward to talking with you again. So that's it for me. I'm out, guys. God bless you abundantly.